almost like the commercial, the Safe Flight commercial.
100% Safe Flight commercial. So we her and I both just shoved my trunk shut, and the wood went right through the windshield on the other side.
I mean, not all the way through.
It was a crack, but then there was very quickly a hole.
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Hey.
What's up?
Stuff.
Things and stuff.
It's been a while since I've been sick.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
So
here
that's
we are.
a positive.
Yeah, but you're sick.
But I
that
am.
part, maybe not so much.
No, but I feel I feel okay for finally. Last week I was done. My streak of taking the boys to school and doing all the things in the morning was out. But
save it for the life update.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So, this episode is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. She's giving everyone 10% off with code Riley Black. Patrons, you get a different code and a bigger discount. So if you want findings or blanks, check out katiemonarchpine.etsy.com.
Yes.
I did it.
You did do it. And then I think that's it, right? We don't have any names to shout out.
No, not this week. I think we're done for the month. We did the November shout outs. But just another quick reminder is that the patron tiers and stuff are changing. The $4 level is going away, and then the rest of them, they're going to adjust what each one gets. So if you want in at the $4 level, you got to get in now before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
because then you won't be able to get back in. Yeah. And this month is hosted by Victor.
Yeah. So he made it complicated for me. So everyone, the $12 and below levels, they get 25% off of his files until the end of the month. And then they're also entered to win 5 free files of his. But if you are at the show-off level, the $25 level, you get 45% off of his files till the end of the year. And you're entered to win all of his files.
Oh.
Like every single one. So I think we have maybe 10 or 11 people at the $25 level.
Right.
So the odds are pretty good.
The odds are forever in your
if
favor.
you want in.
Yes.
Even if you sign up and cancel
and if
the
you
next
miss any
month.
of that, just go back a few seconds and hear it again because it's a lot. It's a lot
right. Yeah. But yeah, and then all the information is in our Facebook group and all that stuff. So
yes, and we have some fairly big news in the life update, so you might want to stick around throughout the whole show. There goes the tease. See, I tried to get people to stay.
Do you want to try it again?
No, you already. Anyway.
Okay.
On to today's guest.
Who we got? So today's guest, if you've seen that, is it Allstate commercial? No, Safe Flight.
Safe Life.
Safe Flight.
Repair,
that one. They know where we're going.
Yeah, they know where we're going because they just got a work vehicle.
They did,
a
but
work
why?
Van, because they broke the windshield getting some lumber on one of their vehicles.
Yeah.
Since it's the holiday, they are obsessed with Christmas decorations. And unlike us, if you stick around for the life update that this one tried to ruin the tease for, they basically bought a house to fit their machine in.
Right. I mean, we kind of did. We
just made sure that we just made sure the house had a 2-car garage instead of our 1-car garage.
Right.
That's all. We didn't buy the house around.
I know we need more information.
Although that one house down the street with a big ass garage where they have
I drove over it every time.
The Class A bus, the boat, and
jet skis.
Their garage almost looks like a firehouse.
Yeah, because it's
and then it's like their house. Their garage makes their house look small. Anyway, that's for another time.
Side note.
Welcome to the show, Lexi and Alexis of 1819 Madera Designs.
Wait, what did you just call them? No, what was their names?
Lexi and Alexis.
No.
That's all me.
Sorry, I guess we should have talked about this.
Listen, I have my show notes. And in my notes, the 2 names on here are Lexi and Alexis.
No.
And at no time when we started recording this.
I have a cough. Lexi and Kendra. Alexis and Lexi are the same person.
I will answer that.
Not you. Not you, Amazon lady.
Alexa off.
This show's off the rails. This should have been After Dark. I'm sorry, Kendra. I'm just reading my notes here.
I guess it's okay.
And now I see your name underneath. Yes, it's there.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my mistake. As always.
Listen, I mean, in your defense, like they jumped in for us at the very last minute.
Yes.
So thank you again. We had a last minute, rescheduling.
Yeah. Had to shift some things around.
And I don't know which one of you commented on my music choice, but it reminded. So which one are you?
Kendra.
Okay, Kendra. Is it Kendra? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Are you guessing?
No, because she's the half Polish.
How did you know that, though? You didn't even know her name.
They told us beforehand.
Okay.
It's because I look more white than she does, so he knows.
No, the
okay,
name.
that makes
the name.
sense. Yeah.
The name is more white, and I knew she had that one.
Yeah.
The one on the right was half Polish.
Okay.
So.
Oh my God.
My hypothesis was.
It works. Yeah, it was correct. Anyway, she had commented on my music choice for a couple of my posts, but one recently, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask them." So we met at the conference, and I fell in love with them. Their energy, they're so great. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta have them on the podcast." And then, shiny things. And then she commented, so I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Hey, are you guys available?" So,
and if not, when are you available?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So welcome.
Yes.
Lexi and Kendra. What is their business name again?
1819 Madera Designs.
Okay.
Madera.
I was gonna say that.
I gotta say it in
white
English.
people.
Madera. Madera. Yeah. Madera Designs.
Madera. Okay. Sorry.
Not to be confused with Moderna Designs.
They're royally confused at this point.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
There's an Alexis. There's a Lexi. There's a Kendra.
Careful. She'll hear you again.
Oh yeah, she's gonna hear me again.
So how are you guys doing?
Yes.
We're great.
Yeah. Good.
We're confused about who we are after that introduction.
Right.
It's a confusing time.
So how the heck did you get into the laser world? Like, what were you doing before that? What led you down this little dangerous loophole, rabbit hole that we call the laser world?
Yes,
It's a very big rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yes. We have fully jumped in. We are here. So
Short answer, Facebook targeted ads.
That'll get you.
Stalking me with a Glowforge.
Yeah.
I don't even remember clicking on anything.
I don't have to.
I just let the ad play, right? Like
that's all you got to do.
That was it. And then I must have thought it somewhere up here, and then
they can hear it.
First was like,
yes,
here you go, and it was just constant every day. And we both have young girls, so every time the ad came up, I'd watch it and it would, be like something else cute, or look at this, cake topper, or look at decoration.
It's so easy. Just put it on your kitchen table and run it with the fan.
Right.
I'm like,
with no tubing, no nothing, no materials.
Yes.
God, they bamboozled all of us.
No X-Acto knives everywhere.
Exactly. They didn't show me this in the ad. All this shit behind us, they definitely didn't show me that.
All of this.
They did not.
They did not. So then all of a sudden I send it to her, because we both love being creative, and we love like hosting parties and like just doing all the cutesy things for that kind of stuff. So I was like, look at this. This is cute.
We need this.
We could make a lot of cute stuff. Like, think of all the cute stuff that we could make for the girls' birthdays and stuff like that.
Like, all right. I'm like, how much does this thing cost? Because she would not stop messaging it to me. So I was like, all right. Like, well, like, how much is it? So we just decided that we're going to go half and half on a Glowforge. And, you know, it's not like the worst investment. And if, you know, if no business comes out of it, then at least we can make cute shit for our daughters.
Right.
And if it goes somewhere, well, then we'll just ride that and see how far it goes.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Nice. And is that it actually behind you, right? You
Yeah,
still have it?
There it is. Yeah.
It's always mirrored, so
I know,
it's
I'm
like,
what is happening? Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Can't
It's
do it.
okay. Anyway, yeah, that's our good old
That's
faithful.
J-Glow.
That's J-Glow.
J-Glow, I love it.
Runs every day, and we have had nothing but a great experience with it. We have not had any problems, which is really great.
This is our second one.
This is our second one.
Okay.
Yep.
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than Crazy Laser Dad Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced, tested, and ready to use with your lasers. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for all your customers.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser-ready blanks.
Hey, laser makers. Tired of the mess and hassle of gluing your layered laser projects? You know I hate glue. Say hello to Dual Tight, the game-changing double-sided tape designed just for your laser.
And guess what? Now's the perfect time to try it out. Creative Cut Supplies is excited to bring you the Dual Tight Sample Pack, and it comes with an awesome bonus.
Here's how it works. Grab your sample pack today, and they'll throw in a $10 gift card for your next order. That's like getting your sample pack practically free.
Don't wait. Head over to creativecutSupplies.com and snag your Dual Tight Sample Pack now.
Simplify your projects and elevate your laser making game. Do it. When did you get your first one?
21.
She's our COVID baby. This whole business is our COVID baby.
Yeah. A
Like
lot of people's COVID baby, yeah.
Yeah.
My Eon is also named after a diva, and she's Mariah Carey.
I love that.
I didn't name her for years, and then I finally, because like there was no name that I could figure out, like what was her. Like everything was like, or they were like manly, and I'm like, no, this is a girl laser, and then eventually like it came to me, and I was like, wait, Mariah Carey.
And it's perfect because Mariah Carey only works during the holidays. And you
barely work during the holidays.
And you barely use
I
the
don't
laser.
use the laser much.
Right. So
well,
like
so I
that
have
one
a funny,
hit. It's got that one hit. You know, she has her Christmas songs. You have your
remind me about that
milestones
in the life update because that came up with that. Yeah. So did you guys both have like full-time jobs before you bought the laser? Are you guys doing this full time? Like how did things escalate? Because I swear they escalate like pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yes. It went from 0 to 100 pretty quickly. So I was and am a substitute teacher, and then I also did like office work before that. And so once COVID hit and everything shut down and all of that, then we just focused our attention mainly on doing laser stuff because people were bored and online and shopping, as we all know.
Right.
And I think all of us were able to grow our businesses during that time because we could be at home and do it, and it didn't matter. So, but yeah, I was a substitute teacher, and I am still a substitute teacher, and it is just a lot. Man. It's just a lot. Yeah.
What grade level?
How?
I am the building substitute for an elementary school, so I report every day, and I fill in wherever necessary. So it's wild times.
Wow. Yeah. Our oldest is a second grader.
Oh.
And when there's no school, we
I know the type. Second
Gotta
grade.
fill that time.
oof, man. 'Cause
Although-
it's just
Yeah.
Although recently it's been somewhat between bike riding and skating. That's been his two, like, those are two go-tos.
yeah, but it's like,
It's back.
oh no, not again.
What is
We
happening?
have-
Listen.
we have a bug problem
We
that only shows up.
it only
during the
shows up
show.
during the episode or when
We work in
we're
here.
recording.
Oh, I think it's this light. I think it's this light because it's so bright. And then it's like we record at night, so like
So
they're
it
attracted.
attacked me.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like him. Oh,
It is-
Sage.
It attacked me when I was recording my course
Yeah.
a few times. There was one day like it wouldn't leave me the
Yeah.
fuck alone.
It has to be this bright light.
And then it's as soon as we record the podcast, like again, we work in here all day,
Yeah.
every day, and it doesn't exist. And then we record, and it's like, oh,
He's
Camera's
pointing.
on your
rolling,
face.
My time to shine.
What kind of bug is it?
Is it a fly?
I don't know. I think it's a moth.
I think it's like a
Or a
it's a
fly.
bigger one.
I think so.
So normally for me, it's been like a little fruit fly.
Well, that thing probably died, and now it's
I
a
don't know.
moth.
He came back
I don't know.
every week.
I don't know. It's just some flying,
Whatever.
flying
Or you
stuff.
turning it into a bigger insect?
Right. We need nothing to distract us, and he shows up every week.
It hits you in the head.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but I think we were talking about hyper kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about JR skating.
Yeah.
Second grade. 'cause
Yeah,
that was my-
he'll do all of this like
Yeah.
and he'll have like activities don't tire him.
No, they need to ball that up for an energy
Like
drink.
he'll go to so he'll have school all day. He'll come home and like it was so funny. We went to the orientation for school and they go, if your kids come home tired and exhausted, it's because they're and we're like we look at each
No.
other and we're like, oh,
Not
no,
even a little
never.
bit. Not even a little bit.
He not only has school, he has aftercare for at least an hour or two. He hates if we pick him up anytime before 5:30.
That's his social
Then when he has soccer practice, he'll go to soccer practice, he'll play soccer practice for an hour, and then he's asking to come home and like do more soccer.
Do an
Or,
activity. Yeah.
and I'm like,
Are we going for a walk today?
I can't. Like, what do you mean? We just did 4 walks back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, bless all teachers because I just when he goes to school, it's our break.
Well, and then that's just one, not a whole classroom full of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yes. I find myself saying, excuse me, sir. You may go sit down. Thank you so much. Like, that's like one of my go-tos.
I love it. Yeah. Excuse me happens a lot here too. Like, excuse me. What?
Excuse me. Unexpected. That's another one. Unexpected
Ooh.
behavior.
Yeah.
And then Lexi before Laser Life.
I was a Zumba teacher.
Nice.
Boot camps, Zumba,
Nice.
all like health and fitness.
Did you do any of the turbo kickbox?
I did not do turbo.
Aw, I
don't
loved
never
that
got
shit.
into that. However, a funny story that my brother will kill me for sharing, and he was
Here we go.
when he was younger, we couldn't find him, and this is Steven.
Oh.
We couldn't find him, and we thought we heard something. We went down like the basement stairs, and he was like just this tiny little, like skinny little thing, and he was downstairs with the like Taibo kickboxing
Oh
like,
my god, I love it.
Blanks. Billy Blanks on the TV, and he was just going to town. He was
I love it.
He was
I've
training.
never heard that story.
yes, ask him about it.
I'm going to give him a Taibo tape for Christmas.
He did. So no, I never did that. I did all kinds of Zumba. So like Zumba toning, Zumba with the chair, Zumba, the one that they came out with more recently, that was the Zumba hit where I'm drawing a blank like brain fart right now.
I don't know what you're saying. I attended the classes and I stood in the back
what you're
row and I was like, I'm only here to support you because you're my cousin. And I'm like,
That's totally
single, double. I'm like, this bitch.
And then you gotta point and then go and then
Yes. I'm totally trying to get Mark and Will to let her teach a Zumba class at the next.
Oh my God, please do.
Oh.
And that'd be so fun.
We're putting it out in the universe.
In between, get them to do it in between sessions. In the
A quick one. Yeah, just like a quick 15-minute I love it.
Hey there, podcast listeners. How great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape your 9-to-5 to embrace your lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Freedom to Create webinar, where you'll learn how to make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon Laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Freedom to Create webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Welcome to the revolution in laser engraving. Introducing Lens Digital, the creators of the game-changing Pyburn rotary attachment. With the Pyburn 4.0, you can turn ordinary cups, tumblers, glasses, and more into extraordinary masterpieces.
Looking to engrave niche items or want the functionality of a Chuck rotary? Look no further than the Pyburn Grip, Lens Digital's Chuck-style rotary. With a range of different sized jaws, you can easily engrave a wide variety of items. All Lens Digital products are compatible with most CO2 and Galvo lasers and were designed specifically for the laser industry. All that paired with the best-in-class customer support, Lens Digital is your one-stop shop for all of your rotary needs.
Transform your laser engraving game with Lens Digital, where makers succeed. Unleash your creativity today.
And don't forget, we are proud Lens Digital affiliates as well. If you're shopping, code Riley Black will take $50 off any order of $600 or more.
Yeah, so I also do, I work with a company that does vitamins and supplements and stuff like that. So when they have their international conventions, I teach a 6:15 class for there's 17,000 people there. So whoever just wants to get up and go to the class.
Wow.
And so I'm teaching to 3, 4.
She literally is becomes a celebrity at these events, and they have security usher her out. And I low key didn't believe her until somebody took a video, and I was like, "What is happening?" People are like, "Another picture."
Oh my God, I love it.
At one point, somebody was like, I was like, okay, when we get out of here, people generally like to do pictures and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but I have to be I think I was recording a podcast for them. And I was like, I need to be, in such and such room, at this time, I gotta go change, I gotta do this. And so they were like, okay, do you need security to leave? And I was like, what am I, Lady Gaga? No, I don't need security to leave.
Right.
I just let's just be kind of the time. And so, but they didn't listen to me, which actually turned out to be a good idea. And they literally brought security people to usher me, stand front, back, and walk me out a side door of the hotel.
So we're laser celebrities. She's a Zumba celebrity.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
That's so cool.
It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it, and I love teaching it, and the energy, and just all of the stuff.
Yeah.
But then, with everything, when COVID happened, it was nobody was in the gyms, and I was zero teaching Zumba on a computer, by myself. That was, I'm no, sorry, I'm not. I am not.
No, thank you, sir.
No, thank you, sir. I am not doing that. Absolutely not.
So right, because it's so energy dependent. You need that energy to feed off of people in your garage by yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or in the gym with a mask on.
They called me back. Yeah, they were
we tried
starting. And
we tried that a couple times. We were let's get healthy. It was fine. Things were finally starting to loosen up.
It wasn't the mask.
And the mask definitely didn't fucking help.
Times.
No, but it sucked more than it normally sucked. because I was like, seriously, like I'm very like I get hot, my face gets hot, like sweaty, my face is always super sweaty. That mask was brutal. Like cardio already sucks. So like with no, thank you.
Yeah, it was. They were trying to get me to come back, but they were like, "But there can only be 10 people, and you count as one of them, and you have to wear masks." And I was like,
"You're gonna make exactly $14 and inhale a mask the whole time." Thank you.
Your mind,
sir? No, just kidding. Thank you, sir.
No,
I'm really all about the sir right now. It just
it's better than bro that I've picked up from my 7-year-old. So
yes, my daughter
all the time. Like it works though, because like when he's doing something and I'm like, bro, and he doesn't listen to me, he'll all of a sudden hear me. Like
there it is. It's like their call.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
So rewind a little bit, I guess. I mean, we're still kind of in that part of the story. So when you got your Glowforge, like what did you do first? And then how did it turn into a business? Because listen, I'm sure there's tons of people who bought a Glowforge and it wasn't like this magical thing that you can put on your kitchen table.
Right.
You know.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. So we bought the Glowforge, having already committed to our first show without having the Glowforge in our possession.
And then it was like delayed a couple days.
And then it was delayed.
Like a week.
It literally arrived the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was like the end of November.
Yeah.
Because the first show was on like December 2nd or 3rd or something like that.
Yeah. So we turned around and we figured out how to use it. And then we just started cutting stuff. Ornaments. We paid for the whole machine within the first 3 months of owning it, mainly on Christmas. Yeah. And it was just, it was a hard hustle. We were just like, I don't think we were awake for like 72 hours.
Right.
We were in the same clothes. We were doing the whole thing that everybody else does.
Looking like,
yep.
Googling all of you guys, like trying to figure out settings, trying to see who's nice and will help us.
Right.
Because he actually would respond to us and we're like, hello, this is weird.
Right.
Thank you for responding because I'm going insane. And there was a lot of very helpful people along the way, which was really great.
I will say that that's part of the reason I was comfortable buying a laser in the first place was, I found out about the Glowforge actually from a silhouette community. But the silhouette community it wasn't nearly as like family or like friends and like super helpful. It was like kind of like, look what I made. Not really a lot of like how they did it, just a lot of like showing off projects, right? And then you'd see the trends and there would be questions here and there, but it was mostly just showing off projects, at least the groups I had joined. And so then someone had posted a Glowforge and then I went on the rabbit hole immediately and I joined a whole bunch of Glowforge groups. There I see him. He's coming for you. He went over there.
Fly from Bernie Sanders.
I love that like we can't see it at all. So you guys
are no, that's the best part.
Yeah,
you can't see it on camera.
Crazy.
And you try to ignore it and then he's like, how about now?
He's like in your mouth, and you're like
he's on the cup.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's probably why. It's not even a fruit fly.
What is it?
It's like it's those tiny little like white
annoying.
It's like a white little bug, but like all the ones that like are attracted to like lights and like your night light or whatever, like outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get him your story.
Oh, sorry. I'm distracted by the murder that's about to go down. Get him.
Got him. A murder has occurred.
Taking a turn.
Anyway, so there was only actually a couple Glowforge groups that actually had like a decent following. But the Glowforge user group is the one that I had joined, and that one was the most active, had the most helpful people. And then I also found out that I could use my Silhouette software with the Glowforge, and I was like, oh, okay, sold, because I don't have to now learn this foreign laser software, because I'm like, I don't even know how to do that stuff. But if I can use the same program, I can figure it out. And then I found out quickly that it was very similar. Like, there was obviously some adjustments and stuff you had to make with like layers and, you know, making sure to weld certain things and that kind of stuff. But yeah, the community is what made me comfortable to take that jump, because there were so many people who were willing to help, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's been so big
help
for our
for
business.
us.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that was also really helpful was just that, like, I knew how to use Adobe Illustrator just from my life and working in offices and in different settings. So I was able to, like, when I realized that I could transfer those files into the Glowforge, I was like, oh, I think we're fine. Like, I know this. And like, you have to learn like about, like you said, like the welding and like layers and like putting things as different colors. Like I could not wrap my brain around that at first. And now I'm like, set this is blue, this is red, this is purple. Let's go. Like, we're good.
Yep.
And so I think that really helped as well.
Huge,
that was pretty big. And it's big today. Like, as we just continue to like do different things and different, more custom work or working with businesses, it really helps to have like that knowledge base.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was always like impressed by people who just bought it and had like no like creative background, no design software background, because before I even knew about Silhouette, like I've always been like very creative and always like looking for something to get that creative side of me. Even when I was in like the corporate job, like, and people will laugh, but like when I was in the corporate job, I would make pretty presentations and pretty flyers. And I did like, what do you call it? I did a lot of like fundraising and stuff, and I would make like the pretty like, you know, fundraising flyers and all the like, you know, just stuff to advertise it. And like, that was how I had fun and like was able to channel my creativity with a job that literally sucked every point of creativity out of me, because it was data entry and paying invoices.
So you just make PowerPoints. You're just like,
exactly. I was like, look at all these transitions. Did you see that? But having that background was huge, at least for me personally, being comfortable. Like, I'm just impressed by people who just jump in like head first and like figure it out later. But I was surprised how many people would come in and then like, they wouldn't have that basic design knowledge, and they were wondering why things didn't work. And it's like, well, because that word isn't attached to the edge of your design. That's why it fell out, you know, things like that. Like, we've all made that mistake where we like, oh yeah, it looks great. And then you pick it up and the middle falls out because you didn't like attach it to the something. But then you figure it out, you know, usually pretty quickly, like, that's where I messed up. You know,
you're like reverse engineering it when you're like, okay,
got it. Okay. So after your first show, like, how did things kind of progress from there?
I feel like we didn't sleep for a long time.
Right.
Through that whole like Christmas season, we just didn't sleep.
We didn't.
Like, we were like, we would be like slap happy. Like, we're in my basement now, but we started out in her basement, in Kendra's basement. And I lived still not far, but we're closer now. We're like, we live like
the new house to fit the machine.
4 minutes away from
now. We're
like
nice.
Yeah. But before it was maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like driving home at like 2 a.m. Like, oh my God.
So, but the orders started rolling in for us because we are pretty well connected. We have different like networks in the community, but we're both very well connected.
Our family is big. Like our we're cousins, as we talked before we hit record. But a lot of family in our area, and they just. We joke about how the fact, like, I couldn't go anywhere when I was in high school because everybody knew my dad. They're like, oh,
Yes.
Oh, you're so and so's daughter. Oh, you're so and
you're
so's
so-and-so.
niece.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so and so. And I'm like,
Can't do anything bad.
no, it was just eyeballs
everywhere. Everybody's a family friend. Everybody knows.
Right.
But when we started this,
We were like,
everyone was
Came in
like,
handy.
yes,
You're like, hey, friends.
This is where this
Hey,
is
over here.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So we really started just posting on Facebook, and that's really where it took off. And then moved to Instagram. And so all of our orders were mainly just by word of mouth. And
I love it.
Yeah.
So
That's
do you
awesome.
guys specialize in anything in particular, or like, yeah, what is it?
You want to talk about resin first?
Yeah, you do it. Yeah.
Okay. So we got. How soon did we start resin after, like, when we started? Do you remember? Because we started with ornaments, and then
Yeah. It's just all a blur. So
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
really, I
Yeah.
totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. But we somehow decided to.
Well, no, we were asked by a business if we could
Yes.
hand make charcuterie boards for them out of locally sourced black walnut. Like it's just a super specific request.
Yeah.
We were like, well, we don't do that.
Maybe?
Like, we're like,
Yeah.
well, it was just one of those things where it's like, we're just buying our boards at Hobby Lobby and IKEA right now.
Right.
Tell you. And I'm like, and so I'm like, how do we like get the IKEA logo off the board? Or, like, we're just like,
Right.
what are we doing?
That's right.
And so then we started the conversation between us and our husbands, and we're like, is this something we can actually do? And with their knowledge, and then with us just being willing and ready to learn.
And
Right.
my husband was like, oh, remember? And he like pulls out, he was like, remember this paper that I gave
Yeah.
to you guys like 6 months ago when I told you I found this lumber yard? And I'm like, no, I do. This
Never seen this paper
zero
before in my life.
ready to like put this
Yeah.
in my brain here. It's like, I know. And so then we like looked it up, and we have like been fortunate enough to make this like really awesome relationship with a local lumber
That's
yard
awesome.
in our area who he sources within like a 50-mile radius of our area. So it's really fun to be able to like
Nice.
people that like were like reclaiming this wood
Yeah.
and working it and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
one of our things that we are known for is like handmade boards that we will
Nice.
make out of black walnut, and then we got into doing them with resin. And so like some of the pieces that we do are like really freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They're like so gorgeous. It's been so fun to learn about the wood and about like the grain and the minerals, and like, is this a bug hole? Is this like, no, this is how the tree gets its nutrients.
Yeah.
Right.
And then roll up in this lumber yard with our mom mobiles.
Wait, what's the Mommobile?
What were they?
Ours is an Equinox.
Mine is a 2011 Equinox with a big old dent in the side.
and
Why not?
Right. Of course.
a 2020. I think it's
I don't know.
2020.
She has a nice Jeep. So we try not to use that one.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna throw shade on the man van.
He loves his van.
I
I
love
was
my
so
van.
against it.
But now you're in
Yeah.
there.
Love
Somewhere?
I'm in there, but like he's driving. Passenger
Okay.
is great.
Okay.
Passenger princess all day in the minivan. But I had to drive. Where did I have to drive it for? I had to
don't
drive
remember.
it. He was doing something with my car, and I had to drive it, and I hated every minute of it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, but hey, it got me from point A to point B. So
It always gets you from.
and
point A
I
to point
do like some of the newer ones. Like they're pretty pimp. They have a lot of like fun features and stuff. And I like the ones that look a little bit more SUV like instead of a straight up minivan. So there's more options like that now. They kind of picked up on the need for no slamming. So what actually did it for us was we went to
her.
the beach. Yeah, he was already on board. We went to the beach and we just parked and there was plenty of room, but our 7-year-old, he was getting out of the car and I was like, be careful with your door, like the smaller parking spaces, blah, blah, blah. Be careful. Slam. I was like, all right, we're getting a minivan. Because, thankfully he didn't, make any dents or make a mark or anything. But it was, there was, 3-4 reminders, slow down, be careful. Because, kids, they just
Go
full send.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know their strength. And as they get bigger, they get stronger. And they're like, let me just smash into you or a car or anything.
Anything.
Like,
just, they're wrecking balls, literally.
Yes.
But yeah. So, and I mean, it is pretty handy to like, you know, like take stuff. Yeah. Besides the kids.
Listen, I fold down my seats and I have a bigger bed than I did in my truck. So
I was like, well, because when we were thinking about it, I have a Pathfinder. And when we were considering it, I was like, I'm not giving up my Pathfinder for a minivan. I'm sorry. And I was like, but we really loved his truck because it did carry stuff. It was like higher up. It was very roomy. And, you know, I didn't want to get rid of the truck either, but like I wasn't giving up my Pathfinder. I was like, are you going to give up your truck for a minivan? He was like, yeah. I was like, really?
Yeah, once I got that, once I saw that the Chrysler and Dodge, you can fold down the seats. You don't have to like take them out and put them in the garage. They just fold down. They just fold down in there, and then you have, you can fit a 4x8 piece of wood in there.
Okay.
With those folded down, I'm like, I can't do that in my truck. Let's get the van.
That's true.
And I got DVD player in there. It bumps.
It does actually. It sounds pretty good.
That van.
Yeah.
And then if something goes south, I have somewhere to sleep.
Well, that's so.
I mean, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Send you outside.
Now you don't feel bad. Get in the van.
Get in the van.
Take off.
So speaking of vehicles and laser work, tell us a little bit about why you traded in.
We were going to the lumberyard. We were going to the lumberyard in their story.
Yeah. So what happened there?
We roll up to the lumberyard in our Momobiles, in the Equinox or my Jeep, and we could never, like, he would always be like, hey girls.
He's just a kind retired cabinet maker. And he's like, well, ladies,
do you have any rope? And
did you bring any?
Do you have a flag? Did you get a flag sticking out? Do you have a flag? Do you have no. Where's your no? So then my dad has a truck, and so sometimes we would go like
and get his truck,
like go, you know, drive an extra 15-20 minutes, go get the truck, then bring back here, and then unload, and then
yeah.
But if we didn't have to do that, sometimes we'd be like, no, we're just gonna get like X, Y, and Z. We should be fine.
Yeah.
So one of these last times, we roll up in the Equinox.
Yes.
And
we ended up buying so much because it's just like you can't pass it up when it's there because it's like beautiful pieces and you're like, it's not going to be here next week. So we're going to go ahead and get stuff. And apparently we were like shopping from like the extra long pile. I don't know what. I did not know what happened.
There's a joke there that I'm not going to.
After dark. So there we were.
Normally we can like put it in there.
Extra long wood. They couldn't fit it in.
Tell me about it. Normally it fits right in.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Just an extra push. That's all you need.
And that's what I said. I literally was like, just give it an extra push and it's going to get right in there.
Oh, just like the commercial, the Safe Flight commercial.
100% Safe Flight commercial. So we like, her and I both just like shoved my trunk shut and the wood went right through the windshield on the other side.
I mean, not all the way through.
It was a crack, but then there was very quickly a hole that it did puncture all the way through
and we were like,
I was like,
and of course, because we like, one of the things that we like literally ask ourselves all the time is like, how the F?
You can say it. You can say it.
How the fuck?
It's a lot better than the F.
We do like what we do because we are constantly flying by the seat of our pants. And we think that we are like getting some sort of organization. And then all of a sudden we get to the day and we're just like, we don't know shit about fuck. We don't know where we're going. What we have to do. So like that specific day, we were like, we have 1 hour to go get our wood at the lumberyard. And then we go and there's like all these beautiful pieces. So we're like, oh, we want this. No, we can't do that. Okay, this is too small. And so it takes us too long. And then this is why we're shoving everything in here. Like, let's go. We got to go. And then we both had places that we had like appointments we had to be at.
Oh, nice. With the broken windshield.
With the broken windshield.
And so I had to leave her there.
Left me there. I had to unload all of this lumber.
Yes.
And when I say when I say that this was long pieces of lumber, I am.
I know what I'm editing.
I'm talking like
it's
it's a 2-person job. I don't know if I can keep talking about this, but it was like
Just keep going. I'm putting this all together.
Just one long.
No, it's not going to be one.
compilation.
No, it's going to be a nice, short, concise, dirty tease.
Oh man,
just getting there.
give me tears. It's been a long time since I laughed so hard I cried.
Yeah, so I had to unload everything by myself and leave it all stacked in a very ridiculous situation
Kyle,
outside.
Then I'm on my way to a doctor's appointment. That's why I couldn't.
Yes.
I was my mammogram.
Okay. There we have it.
This is why I was like, I gotta go, guys.
Right, this is very important. Went from wood to boobs,
This is
you know.
It's 40.
We just came out of October, breast cancer awareness. Go get
Right.
your mammogram when you need
Hey, I
to.
just had my first one. Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
40s.
That never happens, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Are you
anyways,
getting? When are you getting yours done? Listen,
I should get
in
them
my
soon.
defense, everyone
Hey,
also
listen, men-
not recorded.
men
This
also.
man said. So I found hidden Halloween decorations that Kendra's Got Wood, by the way, made, and I purchased from her. And this man was like, "It's fine. You won't see it behind you." And he starts singing "Big Back, Big Back." So
that happened.
you deserved the mammogram.
It's okay. Men can get breast cancer too.
Say
They
that.
can.
It's just not as likely.
Very important.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm. So anyways,
Stay on your shit. Stay on your shit.
Right.
so I leave. She's there.
Yeah.
She takes everything else out. I'm like calling my family members to see like who can go and help her and save her. My brother drives like a big old school bus, like an Infinity something. So I'm like, ooh, if you put your seat down, I think that you can fit this. So I'm like, what are you doing right now? Can you go meet Kendra at the lumberyard?
He shows up
He shows up
with his dog.
with his brand new dog that he just got.
That has to stay, we can't put the front seat down because the dog is in the front seat. And then I open up his front door. The dog jumps out at the lumberyard and is running around in the mud. And also his adult coloring book and adult crayon box falls out and all of the crayons fall all over the mud at the lumberyard. And I'm just like,
Although I feel like
get me out of here. I was like, I can't. I don't know what is happening. Who? Bad juju. Whoever has a voodoo doll of me, please stop poking it. Like,
Right.
When you say adult
I was
coloring
gonna
book,
clarify. Also, I feel like following up after that, like
Don't take it there.
what?
I have adult coloring books.
Yes,
that's
but you
a
also
normal.
have
Okay, that's a
adult.
normal thing.
I don't have adult coloring books. I should because I'm the peen queen.
What are those like the
But
Japanese?
they, yeah,
Are they just like curse words?
yeah?
Or
so-
are they?
Well, mine were just
Anime,
curse words.
the anime coloring book.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, anime. Okay.
Just want to make it clear for our listeners. Just want to paint the picture.
So where was the owner at this point? Because he already is like,
watching
"Hey,
this whole
ladies."
Yes, he's standing
Oh
there
my
watching
God.
the whole circus. He is like so kind, and he is just trying to help me. And
Loading
he also
it
like,
back up on like the little forklift.
and like he had like some sort of like back surgery. So like, I'm
Oh,
like,
poor
I
guy.
got it. Please don't, And I'm like, please stop looking at me. I can't make it stop. It's like a train wreck. Like it was.
Right.
It was a whole thing. So I finally
Oh,
just
man.
leave all of our stuff there, and then we secure.
And then I had to go get the
Get
truck,
the truck, and
after
then-
the doctor, and then go back to the lumberyard,
It's a whole-
load everything
it's a whole
back
thing.
up. Then he
Called
asked,
Safe Light.
Do you have
Yes.
rope? Do you have tie down?
No.
And I'm like,
No, we
I don't
don't.
know. Like I just hauled ass to get the truck and come back here. I don't know. I don't have any answers for anything else.
Right. If I need it, no, I don't have it.
No, and the funny thing about it is that I didn't call Safe Light for like 3 weeks, and my
Yeah.
windshield just kept getting worse and
Just
worse and worse. And
Riding
I'm like,
around.
I'm like, I should
crap.
probably
Wait,
go.
so did you really call Safe Light?
Yes,
Yeah, because they come to you. And they got the commercial and the jingle. Of course.
I can't
Hold
deal
on.
with it.
They
I can't.
made.
No time for
When
anything
did
else.
this happen? because now I want to research this commercial, and I wonder if
And get you your royalties.
I know, right? Give me a shout out or something.
oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened.
I love it. Listen, I mean, like the fact that you guys like just figure it out like along the way, honestly, that's probably part of the reason you're successful. Because I would say, like, for me as a avid overthinker, there's a lot of things that I don't even try doing because my brain's like, oh, but what about this? And what about that? And what about that? And it's like, or maybe none of those things will happen and something that you didn't think about will, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just like just trying it and just going and figuring it out. Most of the time, even if it's a fail, you're usually happy that you tried it, you know? So yes, is it maybe not so pretty? Was there probably a whole bunch of judgmental men in the lumberyard like, check these two ladies out? Like, yeah, probably. At the same time, like, you know, it's what got you here. You know what I mean? If you were too scared to do any of that, or you waited until you had the proper vehicle to do these things, you know what I mean? You wouldn't have done those things. So
and I
all
would say, like,
jokes about wood aside, you know, like
yeah, I totally am that way. I get like paralyzed because I'm overthinking it. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, we're gonna go do it. I signed us up. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she's saying, like, she's on the phone with a customer and she's like, oh yeah, we can totally do that. Yeah, we can just send us a JPEG. And I'm like,
yeah, okay, all the time. Like,
all right, I'll figure it out.
Which is what I was gonna like say when you were saying that. That's also what I was thinking. Like that we have like the biggest blessing in the fact that we run this together.
Yeah.
Not only do we keep each other sane,
right,
and we lose our minds together.
I'm like,
I don't know, but we really like our strengths are like they complement each other well. So like we have said multiple times, like if we were doing this shit by ourselves, I don't know that we would still be here. So like when we've got our moments where we're like breaking down, you know, or like mentally or physically or, you know, like whatever, we've got the other one to like pull kind of like,
and I mean, take over. So I would say for me, I was that like lone person, like figuring out, you know, it on my own, like. But what I had was, even though it was me on my own, I had the supportive husband and the community. Because I've also seen the people who do it on their own and have a spouse who isn't understanding, doesn't understand the struggles, the first holiday season that you get, that like if you're actually like doing well, like I was going to bed at like 3 and 4 in the morning, and we didn't decorate for Christmas for the first couple of years because I just didn't have fucking time. I was making Christmas for everyone else. I didn't have time to make Christmas for myself. We went, you know, on vacation back home to Colorado, and I had a whole suitcase that was literally stuff that I was bringing to people who had ordered stuff, you know, and gifts and all of that. And so like, if you are on your own, you definitely have to have either a super supportive community, I'd say, but maybe, or a supportive spouse, because like, if it wasn't for him, like being understanding to that, like letting me reinvest, like not letting me, it was obviously like a family discussion, but like, you know, I was able to like, you know, any money I made, I was able to put into my business. You know, I had a business account, early on with my laser. I didn't do it when I was doing t-shirts, because that was like truly like just a side hustle. But once I got my own account and like, you know, being able to reinvest in your business and not have to then turn around and pay a bill, you know, when like in the beginning, like I would have to, people would pay me for their item, right? Or sometimes they didn't pay me until it was finished because, again, early on, made those mistakes, figured it out. You know, they pay you, but then, like, say the sign that you're going to make them is, like, a small, like, acrylic sign or wood sign, right? Well, when you order the wood that you need, if you can't get it from a lumber yard, you have to order at least one sheet and then probably some extra, and then you have to pay shipping. And now you haven't, like, there's your $50. Now you still have to design it, make it, like, sure, you have some wood left over and you have some supplies, but, like, you know, so being able to make a sale that actually makes money and, like, leave it in that account and not have to turn around and pay the car payment or, you know, pay the mortgage or whatever helped early on in the beginning, because, like, it's still possible, but it's going to definitely be a lot slower if you can't just put it straight back into the business.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
So
we were really lucky to have our spouses support in that also.
Yeah.
That was really key. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where are you guys at now? So you bought now a work truck.
Yes.
That's super exciting. And you bought a house that fits, like a house that needed to fit your new lasers. So
yeah,
like,
a house that needed to fit Killer Queen over here.
Oh, nice. Is that a Nova?
That's a Nova.
Damn, she big. Now that's a big bag.
That's big bag.
Yes, she is. Oh my gosh, yes.
She's pretty though. She's gorgeous.
She's so pretty. Yes.
Yeah, I literally was not planning on moving. We paid an architect to do an addition on the house that we were currently living at. This one likes to surf on Zillow. And so, you know, just randomly like send you stuff and, you know, whatever.
It's really fun.
Oh, super cute, or whatever, like stuff in the neighborhood. And
or look how dirty this house is.
That's it. Like, do you see that bathroom? Do you see the wallpaper? Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, that was one of our pastimes.
Yeah.
Right.
And so one day she sent.
Not one day. I sent it the Wednesday before Lightburn.
Yes. In Peoria.
Oof, that's dangerous.
For LBX. And
Yes.
so it was just a matter of days. We saw the house on Thursday.
She sent the link on Wednesday. We saw the house on Thursday. On Friday morning at like 6 a.m. We're driving down to Peoria. Yeah. And I am now at LBX in the back of the like conference room with my computer attached to, like, plugged into a wall, pulling up financials and bank statements and everything to send in to make an offer on this house.
And I was like,
wow,
it needs a home.
Because that was it. So on Thursday, when we came here to see the house, my husband like sneaks out of work and comes and meets us here. And obviously Kendra comes because, you know.
Right. Of course.
So we come to see the house and we're walking down from like the kitchen to the downstairs, and there's an extra side door to like the side of the house that would lead to outside. Yeah. Right. So he looks at that door and he looks at the stairs and he looks at the stairs, the stairwell, and he goes, your guys' machine will fit down these stairs. And we were like, what?
Buy the house.
That was like one of the major, I mean, obviously on top of that, we love the house and the yard, and huge yard, and we're outside people and we love the garden and blah, 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 whatever. Ultimately, our giant ass machine will fit here. So I'm literally putting in an offer in the back of LBX.
I love it. I mean, listen, that's a great like environment to do so in, because like, so I didn't go to LBX. I had major FOMO. But the conferences are just, they're so good for your business, for community, for networking, for energy, for motivation. Like they bring so much. And like, that would be the perfect place to plan the next house for your laser is at LBX.
And that's exactly what we did. So we moved into here, and where are we at now? We made a huge shift in our business from like doing markets and like the onesie twosie orders to doing business to business. And so that has been an enormous in how we do everything. Because
I forget who actually just shared it. It might have been Alicia Pate in the Laser Lounge, but just about how the consumer based, or like, I don't know if it was industry based or whatever, but how most people are switching from direct to consumer to B2B, business to business, because right now, as sad as it is, the people who have the money right now are the businesses. They're not the consumers so much, unfortunately, right now. And so the logo stuff, the Christmas gifts to, their top customers, or their employee appreciation gifts, the awards, like especially now, like, when my company, when I worked for, corporate, when morale would get low, there would be awards and merch and like stuff that they would give, and to like, oh, look, you got an award, be happy, don't leave, So like those things sell well or do well for those businesses when the other stuff isn't doing so well. And those are typically easier customers and higher quantities. They're not going to order one cutting board unless it's like a sample. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're not like nickel and diming you on the engrave cost. They're just saying, no, like, okay, great, yeah, that's the price. Okay,
your price is your price. Yeah,
a link to pay, and I'm like,
right.
It was that easy. Okay, not that it was that easy. I don't want to say that.
Right, but
it has to be a lot of hard work to get to that place.
Exactly.
And so, like last Thursday,
yes,
we can't fully say the names or anything yet, but we just pitched our business to a nationwide company.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
The biggest situation.
The biggest situation
ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we pitched our business and our offerings and what we do, and
it went so well.
It went so well.
Yay.
And even, like,
what episode of Shark Tank are you guys gonna be on?
I know, right? We even said, like, even if nothing comes out of us, even if they don't hire us, like we conquered our fear. I conquered my fear. I was shaking.
She didn't want to do it. She was like, sign up. This is one of the things she says, like, Lexi, just sign this up. She was like, this is terrifying. I don't want to do it. And I was like, okay, we're going to do it.
Okay, we're going to do it. And now we're going to do
but we're going
to pitch to 4 different departments of this place. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, we're doing 4. Okay. So, it's just crazy. But we did it. And it went amazingly well. And we've already started to see some traction on that. And we're super excited. Can't wait.
Well, and that's why it's, when you can jump outside of your comfort zone, when you can get yourself to do that, it like, even if it doesn't necessarily come in like, oh, okay, now we're getting thousands and thousands of orders or dollars or whatever, most of the time it's such like an energy boost. It's a confidence boost because you're like, oh, look, I did it and I didn't die. Because my brain tells me, oh, that's awful. Like, so we went to a networking event out here. Mm-hmm. It was a networking luncheon. And for my anxiety, and that's terrible. A horrible idea. Don't want to do it. Nothing about it sounds great. Talk to people that I don't know, strangers in front. No. So we go, and like, I didn't even want to go. And he's like, come on, let's just go, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm not speaking. Then the night before.
I'm not speaking.
The night before, he pulls up an old video, and shows me how people are standing up with a microphone in front of people, telling them about their business, doing a 45-second pitch. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going.
You're like, no, sir.
No, I'm not doing it. And then I finally like, okay, fine, I'm going to go, but I'm not talking. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, whatever you got to do. And I'm like, all right. And so then we get there, and I did not talk. I stuck to it. He did his speech, and I was like, well, I'll see if I get comfortable. Nope. And it's funny because he like tried to be nonchalant about it and just pass it off to the next person. And the guy was like, oh, your wife. And I was like, no. And they're like, okay. I've never seen anybody do that again, because obviously you go to a networking meeting, like you're there to network.
Right.
But like, I was honestly going to support him, and if someone happened to want some laser goods, okay, I'd entertain it. But like, I don't make a lot of like items for like people anymore. Like, it's maybe friends and family, and even then, like, that's that's why we're doing some laser adjustments that we'll talk about later. But anyway, so I went to the first one, didn't speak at all, and then the next one I did speak, and we've grown like some great relationships from these networking meetings. And, you know, it took me a while to get like comfortable, but you really are like, again, even if it never turned into like a sale or, you know, anything from that, like you're just proud of yourself for like getting out there.
Right.
You have to talk about your business to have a business, you know?
Yes.
So good
Do
job,
the work
girls.
to do that. Thank you.
Right? we hit our time? We're over it already, probably, right?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not too much.
So we'll keep it going because clearly it's easy to speak to you guys. But we will wrap up the free portion. So the first one, I can't bring it over because it says numbers and secret numbers on it.
Yes.
So you guys are giving the listeners. So if there's any non-laser owners, like if you don't have a laser owner or laser yet, hell, if like a lot of us laser owners, we don't want to make our own stuff or make a gift. So if you want some really cool resin boards or, you know, so they're giving everybody 5% off with TRBP5.
Yep.
And that's for the general admission free listeners, and then there's a bigger one for everyone else.
Where can they go to get that 5%?
Yeah.
To our website. Like, what?
Okay.
Like,
so just go to their website.
I was like, is this our turn?
Are we answering? Or is it you go, me go?
I go, you go. That's the t-shirt. I go, you go. Okay, so I go. So it's Madera1819.com. And so, or Madera.
Right.
1819.com.
Madera.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, and I almost forgot my new question that I'm asking every episode. I forgot last time and asked it during the other one too. Okay, so we'll ask this question and then we'll move on to the patron portion of the episode.
Okay.
What is one tool, mindset, or skill that has made an impact on your business?
You want to go first?
You go, I go.
Yeah, you go, I go.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not necessarily a tool. I think more mindset. I think for me, and I think this goes for business and in life, is just like the ability to say no sometimes.
Yes.
No to a workshop
Huge.
or no to a market, because you know we were doing markets like every weekend for like the farmers market and stuff like that, and they were good and they were good exposure and they were fun because you meet the people, but we were like freaking exhausted, you know, like afterwards, and
They're
it's so
a
much
lot of work.
And the setup and the tear down, and we're hauling around cutting boards and resin, and it's not light, and it's, you know,
Right.
So just the ability to say no to something that's like no longer serving you.
Yes.
Or you know what, sometimes that means a client that you know that is like this is just not a good fit, or a relationship or something like that. Like it just is like, if this is not going to work out and it's not in the best interest of the business or what we're doing or where we're at right now or where our focus is right now, especially moving from customer like focus to like business to business. It's okay to say no.
Great one.
Yeah.
It's a great one. I remember my first no. You know, the first time you feel comfortable in saying no, because at first you're like, oh, I'll figure it out. We can do anything because you want that sale. But eventually when you get to the point in your business where you're like, it's not beneficial for me to say yes in this situation, and you say no for that like first time, it's so empowering.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say for me, kind of going a little bit along the lines of some of the stuff you were saying and having, I think, probably a kindred spirit in that that place, is to not get so stuck in my head and to be fearful of what others might say, think, do, feel, how they might judge my work or our design or our market layout or all of those sort of things. I think that a lot of my life has just been driven by being a people pleaser. And I think that really can really hurt your business when you allow thoughts that are not even real to like root inside of your heart. And then you're like, what am I? Did anything actually happen? Or is this just all like, no, it didn't happen. It's just really in my mind. So I think really working through a lot of that, I've really done a lot of work this last year in that and being really intentional. And I think that it's it's been not only beneficial for me personally and my own anxiety and in my family, but then also in our business. It's been really great to grow in that area.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I realized when we got married, that with a wedding, you can't please everybody. Like, that's the first time that I like really realized, like, where you're doing everything you can to make things amazing, but also do it like your way.
Yeah.
We didn't do things 100% like traditional. Same with like when we had like our kids and stuff, and even from certain family members and stuff, like we got some flack for how we did it. Like, we got married in Vegas and people were upset that it wasn't like local, and you know, just so many things like that. I realized, I was like, holy shit. I was like, no matter even if I try really hard to please everybody, it's impossible. So what you need to do is ultimately make you and your family happy. You and those that like directly matter in this situation, in this moment. And fuck everyone else. Kindly.
Yes. I'm so glad I have her, because
Kindly.
she is like, yes.
With all due respect.
With all due respect, your opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Sometimes you don't even have to do it kindly. Not everyone.
Right, exactly. That's true. You can attempt to maybe at first, but if you don't understand, like, you know, and again, we didn't even have like a reception. We got shit for that. Like, you know, just so many things. Like, our engagement photos were not typical engagement photos. Just all that, like, we don't know how to be serious. Like, so, you know, like a serious situation. We did a vow renewal, and we even had like funny lines, but it was like a serious vow renewal in our house, and we were both ready to throw up. It was like we were so nervous. Why did we do this? Like, why are we putting ourselves through this torture to celebrate 10 years? Like, we need like a party. That's all we needed. The rest of it was like a party, and it was a great time. Like, that's where we are. And so, yes,
so
leaning
nervous
into you.
I forgot to hit record on the camera.
Oh my God.
Oh, it didn't even happen.
Thankfully,
It didn't happen. Who cares? Didn't happen.
right. No, it did on Facebook Live only. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we were both like, so nervous. Oh my God. And then the day of, like, everyone was getting, like, the person who was supposed to, like, not really like officiate, but like, you know, read a couple lines, they had like the stomach flu or food poisoning. Like, a bunch of people couldn't make it for random. It was, so it's just like, you do what makes you happy. If that doesn't make everyone else around you or your customers happy, then like that, it's not for them, and they can either scroll on or whatever. So yes, very great ones.
Yeah. Life's too short.
It's a great segue.
It is.
Because if you're not paying, then this next part's not for you.
That's mean.
Sounds a little harsh. I know.
That's a little.
It came to my mind. Oh, this is a great segue. So if you don't want to pay $4, this next part's not for you.
Sorry.
But
Love you,
sadly, the general admission part of the show has come to an end. And for you, the life update is next. But for everybody else, we continue on Patreon. And we're back.
We couldn't stop talking.
No.
It's so late.
No, so the whole point of, well, not the whole point, but we normally stop recording and then we talk for like another podcast.
Right.
So now we stop the general recording.
Recorded a second podcast, basically.
To do another one.
And then we
end
still
that
talk.
one and we still do that other talking.
It takes so long, but it's so much fun.
It is.
So,
It's just we do like three. We do basically we do a Joe Rogan podcast.
We do
for 3 hours.
We do. We talk for the 1 hour, then the extra hour-ish, and then we almost talk for an hour afterwards. So
or half hour. So
but it's good times. My cheeks hurt because we were laughing so much.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
Yeah.
Life update.
Man.
So you go, because I don't know what we were gonna tell, what we can't say, what we gotta keep to ourselves. Because I'll just say I'll just say it.
I'm selling my laser.
Okay, we're selling the laser.
All of them. I'm just kidding.
No, not all.
We're just selling. We're selling the biggest one.
Yeah. So you know how they built a house around theirs? We're downsizing.
We are. So, there was a lot that kind of led to this. Just a lot of shifts in the business. We're focusing more on the podcast. I'm not making a ton of things. I'm not making a ton of files. I still plan to. I still have ideas for files. Have not stopped.
It's not even that. It's just what you use.
So what I like to do are typically keychains, cake toppers, baby milestones.
Right.
All of my material is 12 by 20 acrylic sheets.
Right.
What do I need a 24 by 35 bed for?
I mean, literally, if you look
I also do tumblers.
If you look at
Don't need a big laser for that either.
If you look at the honeycomb.
So the honeycomb is this big, right?
The work area.
I can't.
What?
So the honeycomb is like this big, right? The work area that I use, it's like this.
Exactly.
It's like dark in the middle.
Right.
Because I literally only use the middle of my laser. So she's neglected for her true potential. So I'm letting her free. Not for free. I'm selling her. I'm letting her on to go be great and do amazing things for people who are going to use, hopefully, a more larger portion of her capabilities. So we are selling my Mira 9, and we are getting a Mira 5 red line with an RF tube.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about the smaller work area. It honestly, I went straight from a Glowforge to a Mira 9 because everyone had told me, which I do agree, you buy the biggest laser that you can afford, because here is the struggle. You buy a smaller laser, you cannot or not easily do larger signs.
Right.
But I realized after I got the laser that I didn't really have interest in those larger signs and those larger items. I didn't like doing them, so I would often turn down those jobs because they didn't interest me. And so for me, FOMO too. Everyone I knew who was ordering them, the Mira 9 is the most popular laser, I believe, that Eon has. And so, I didn't want to, buy the little baby Mira, as some of us call it. Because, again, too, because, the little ones, they're little, but that doesn't mean they're, super affordable. Not. I don't want to say not affordable. It doesn't mean that they're cheap.
Right.
Because they're small.
Yeah.
They're small, but they still come with a solid price point. And so it's hard, because I almost bought the 7 because I was impatient.
Right. That's what I was saying. If I remember correctly, you were on the fence between the 7 and the 9.
Right.
And finally, and also.
Well, the only reason I was on the fence with the 7, which had I bought the 7, I probably wouldn't be selling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only reason I was buying the 7 was because I was waiting until I had 50% to put down my deposit before I felt comfortable going for it. And I had 50% for the 7 so far, and my Glowforge was pissing me off.
Right.
And so I'm like, I might just get the 7 because I just can't do this anymore. It's not working. It's not efficient. All those things. And then I waited literally a couple weeks, and I had the other portion that I needed for the 9.
Yeah. And even then,
I just didn't want to have FOMO. So I'm glad that I did buy it. And excuse me, there's the frog I was talking about. When she showed up, she's a $10,000, $11,000 machine, and she was paid off before she showed up at my house. So, I'm still very proud of the fact that I was able to go from the Glowforge to having a paid off, upgraded laser, and selling her makes it so that I can afford a newer, fancier, yes, smaller laser and some other things as well. So, I'm shifting into the things that I know now.
Well, and it also
what I really like to make.
Right. That's another thing too. When you were on the fence between the 7 and the 9, you didn't really know what you were.
I was just kind of making whatever.
So going bigger would open you up to more things to try.
Right.
Now that you've done things, you kind of have a better idea of what you use, what you want.
Yep.
And then going smaller, you still get to do the same thing you're doing now and everything you
Right.
want to do. And then we get to rearrange things.
Well, and we have so much packed into such a small
Right.
space. You
Right.
know, we have like my Mira 9 is over there, and we now have a fiber. Now we have an F1, and I have an L-shaped desk, and I have tons of printers and
Acrylic.
all of our acrylic and like just shipping station. And he's in here now too. And then my keychain
I'm a
thingy's
desk.
inventory. Okay,
I'm a
you
little bit
take
bigger
up a
than
good
desk.
portion.
A
Okay,
little bit bigger than a desk.
he's
Like
the
an L.
smallest
If
portion.
I had an L
but,
desk,
right.
that'd be it.
And then the podcast studio.
Yeah.
So like all of that is in a 2-car garage,
Yeah.
and it's like
Pretty tight.
You know, it's really tight, and so it's like, you know, she's taking up a lot of real estate in the garage, and it's like she's probably what I use the least out of everything. So I'm like, let's not downgrade, but let's downsize.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about it. But I do want to throw.
In some ways, it's an upgrade.
Oh, totally. Because it's a brand new machine. Right. It's like the newest, latest, and greatest.
Red line, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people will shy away from the smaller machines, but I hope that I can show that, like, if you do small items, there's no shame in having a small laser. Oh, and that's what I was going to say earlier was when I realized it for me was when do we need to go?
We might need to go.
Okay, I'll go really quick.
Yeah.
So when I realized it for me was when my laser was actually down, and I think it was user error, but my laser was down, and I went and used Emily's 7.
Right.
And it was easier because it was less to have to work with and move around and shift. And I was like, oh, okay. Like there are benefits to having a smaller laser. So we're getting a different laser, guys. But now we have to hurry because...
And we have to name it.
It might...
We have to figure a name.
Our things might die.
We got 10%.
Oh, okay.
Left.
But yeah, so now we have to name it. It took me years to name Mariah Carey, so we'll have to name this one. But I'm really excited. I'm excited to have more space.
And this one isn't your laser. It can be like our laser.
True, because the Mira 9 was like mine.
Yeah.
It was my baby. So yeah, we can both learn this one together, and I'm excited for changes and all of that stuff. But I will be without a laser for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but we're out of town.
Yeah, and we'll be out of town for one of those weeks. Yeah. And the crazy part is I'm getting it about 3 days from when my Mira 9 was delivered. So
yeah, it's almost the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And my Goldforge, I got it in November. So like this is all like this is apparently when we do things.
When you get lasers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's when we got the Viber. Was December last year.
That's right. Yeah. So a lot of things. So we get new lasers in December, I guess.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
That's apparently what we do.
Yeah.
But
well, if you're listening to General Admission.
Sorry, Black Friday sales.
Oh.
Check for those. I'm gonna have them.
Yes.
I don't know what they are yet. But I'm gonna have them.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
And if this is General Admission, don't forget, sign up for Patreon as low as $4 until January.
Until the end of the year.
Yeah. When we change structures.
Yeah.
And remember, try to do it online and not Apple, so they don't hit you with that Apple fee that they're gonna do. So save you some money there. And with that, it's been another great episode of the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done.